Like
a horse. Is that an energy horse?
oh yeah, try and do my thing?
What then? Here's like a pineapple. Is that the words?
Yeah, who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob.
He doesn't live in a pineapple under the sea. Is that the words?
Are you actually kidding me?
Is that what the words are?
You're joking.
It's not he lives in a pineapple under the sea.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants.
Is that right?
SpongeBob SquarePants lives in a pineapple.
Does he?
Yeah, under the sea.
Who lives in a He lives in a pineapple under the sea.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
How can he live in a pineapple? I'm questioning that he lives in a pineapple. He's a fucking sponge.
Yeah, and then you've got the lobster.
With square pants. Focus, Coach Rab, focus!
That's bad manners, people. Yeah, he is a sponge, isn't he? He's a sponge, isn't he? Not cheese.
Yeah, he's a sponge, I think.
Yeah,
SpongeBob. There you are.
Not Squeeze Bob. I mean, Cheese Bob.
Cheese Bob. Cheese Bob SquarePants.
Cheese Bob.
Welcome to the Aquarium Podcast, the piscean. I'm faking this up every time. I'll start again. Welcome to the Aquarium. In fact, you do it this time.
No, you're best.
No, you do. You do.
I'm not confident yet to do that.
Well, you just want to sit back and make me do it, eh?
For now, yeah.
Oh, right, fine. Welcome to the Aquarium, the Piscean presented podcast. I'm Coach Rab, and tonight I will be the Red Hulk, and the Lovely Libby will be the Dark Blue Hulk, as we give you the mildly irritating things that can happen to us in life.
Is it dark blue or black?
Or is it gold, like that gold dressing we were talking about the other
Or
day?
is it white?
Well, it's mostly dark blue, right?
I know, yeah.
Right, we're going to talk. Last week we talked about oddly satisfying things. We're all fairly positive, and this week we're going to do all the negative things, and we're working really, really hard not to get annoyed because we've obviously been going through all the list, and then we've been putting the worlds to rights. So we do apologise in advance if this episode leaves you irritated.
Or relieved.
In what way?
Because you've let out that frustration. And we're all here together, experiencing our frustrations together. Namaste.
Before we delve into that relieving frustrations together, which sounds like a big group wank.
Oh my God! My mum's watching!
Sorry, mummy. First of all, we have started a private Instagram purely for the podcast. So if you are watching this and you're enjoying the content, we do have a private, you have to request to join the private Instagram page. And on there, we'll have news, events, and we'll also have podcast related questions that will then sculpt future episodes.
Yeah, I guess to get a bit more connected with you guys as well. And become a bit more of a wee community, I think.
Yeah, and it will be a private group, so anything you comment in there won't be seen publicly. Yeah. So we can have some banter in there.
Yeah.
And we want to build a nice community of like-minded people. And if you do come in and you happen to be Piscean, definitely make yourself known.
Yeah, and no Pisceans.
No Pisceans.
Everybody's welcome. Namaste.
But Pisceans get special treatment.
But yeah, Pisceans, yeah.
But everybody's welcome, but Pisceans get special treatment.
Yeah.
But
everybody's welcome. Namaste. Okay?
But Pisceans get special treatment.
But everybody's welcome. Okay?
Right, we will go to our lists today. So I did a post on the Facebook, and Libby, you did this hashtag again, right? Did you do the hashtag?
I didn't do the hashtag, I actually just looked
You're going to
up.
say TikTok, aren't you?
I didn't TikTok it.
You did not?
No.
Well, I'll be damned.
I didn't TikTok it. I also just researched it. Google was actually quite good this time round. I didn't TikTok it.
Google's like so 1990.
Why didn't I?
Oh no, in fact, 1990 was Ask Jeeves, wasn't it? Remember, it was Yahoo and Ask Jeeves. Do you remember that? The search engines back then.
Am I too young for that?
Oh yeah, shit. Damn it. Take me straight to jail. Do not pass go. Do not claim $400. I'm doing
No, I don't. What is that? Explain.
Well, we use typically Google for search engine. So if you're searching for something on the internet, we use Google normally. And I keep triggering my phone. It's probably listening to Google. But back in the 90s, some of the populars, there was AOL, used to be a search engine, and then Internet Explorer, which was big E.
Oh, I remember AOL and Internet.
Yeah, and then there was Ask Jeeves, which was another one.
No, I don't.
And then there was Yahoo was a famous one as well.
I remember Yahoo.
Yeah. And then Google just ploughed through and just became the beast.
Did you ever use LimeWire?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
That came on the back of Napster, remember, right?
What are all these words? Who's Napster?
So Napster, for those that remember, was the file sharing thing. That was the first time they did file sharing and everybody used to share music and whatnot. One of the founders of Napster was involved in the explosive growth of Facebook. In fact, in the movie, whatever it was called, A Social Network, Justin Timberlake represented the character that was the Napster guy in Facebook. But Napster eventually got shut down because it was kind of free sharing and the music industry eventually got on top of it. And then rose from the ashes like a phoenix was LimeWire, which was ultimately used to slow your computer down and give you viruses. But nonetheless, it was awesome for getting video content and whatever else. But
yeah, although it destroyed your computer.
Yeah, you had to switch it off in between times. So it
yeah, so bad.
So yeah, LimeWire, and then I mean, I stopped using it just because it did drag your computer. And I used to download like UFC videos to watch, only because they were the only place you could find them. You couldn't even buy them at that point. So
I stopped it because it stopped.
Oh.
Yeah, when it became. Well, when they just stopped it, didn't they just stop it all of a sudden?
Well, they probably got clamped down on it.
Yeah, I remember when they got found out because there was that message that came up.
Ooh.
There was like this wee message that came up basically saying that they had been found out and that people were getting investigated by the downloads that they had been doing.
Naughty.
Naughty.
So how did we get onto that anyway? Because we're talking about search engines, that's right. And then
Yeah.
Look at that segue.
Also, the LimeWire logo reminds me of the petrol station. Do you know that petrol station? It almost looks like a lime on it. What's the petrol station called?
She's maybe making it up.
I mean, not that it's that interesting anyway. But there's a petrol station out there that looks like the LimeWire sign.
Well, there we go.
So, yeah.
There we go. Right, so we did lists. Why did we get onto sharing things anyway? Oh, because you said use Google. That's right. I said the hashtag. You went with Google, and I said that was so 1990. So use Google. So did Uncle Google come through for you?
Google was actually pretty good, although I couldn't compare because I don't know why I didn't use TikTok this time. I was looking too much at my satisfying things. I was showing Rab some of the stuff.
I'm actually.
Was it yesterday?
Yeah, I'm getting hooked.
I was showing him some of the stuff, and you've got to admit, right?
I think we're going to do a video on that. S&M.
ASMR.
but I mean, yeah, we'll need to buy a lot of Skittles or something.
A lot of Skittles, and you have to get the microphones as well that are like really fluffy.
And we'll need to buy slime. I was going to say glue, but slime.
Yeah, slime.
So we need to really kind of, All right.
Right, let's start.
Let's go to the list. So the first one on the list, well, I actually didn't scroll to the bottom, so we're going to go from the bottom to the top. When you're doing something and the phone rings and it's somebody wanting money. I'm assuming that means a scam, right?
A scammer.
Yeah.
We've experienced that all.
Scammers are just the lowest of the low, aren't they?
I think it is the worst it has ever been. Ever. I swear it's never been this bad.
No, I mean, it's got to the point, like, I honestly will get a phone call, right? And I'll be sitting on the sofa and they're like, "You've been in an accident." I was like, "Really? Nobody told me." And then they're like, trying to organise a claim. You're like, are they just hoping that somebody has, well, that's a shame, but are they hoping they're going to bite that somebody's just had an accident and think it's part of their, they're just taking a shot in the dark?
But what they're doing there is going for the vulnerable.
Yeah. I know, that's the sad, that
And
scammers
that's what's
do that.
the disgusting thing about it, is they're targeting the vulnerable, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Or even just salespeople, cold calling's like...
I find it quite good now that it does come up, you've got potential spam phoning you.
Oh yeah,
Because remember that never happened. So actually we've got that now, which I think is quite interesting. I'm like, right, so the network know that they're a spam.
Yeah.
Why has nothing been done about it?
Who knows? The one that keeps spamming me is PayPal, actually, because certain parts of a previous business we used to run through PayPal, and they keep phoning me as the lead person of it to try and offer me like business loans. And like, I remember the first time telling the person, not interested. And then I even blocked the number, so I still get voicemails from, because obviously they're ringing from different numbers still. And it's always, because PayPal are sort of based in Ireland now. Well, the arm of PayPal that we deal with is based in Ireland because they get tax relief, I'm guessing. And it's always some guy phoning, hey Robert, oh, it's Mark from PayPal. I don't know why I said Mark. There's no Marks these days. Do you know any Marks?
Actually, there's quite a few Marks.
Yeah, young Marks.
No, I would say old Marks. Nobody really...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no young Marks anymore.
Oh, right, yeah, no. There's, do you know, a bit off subject here, but there was a funny thing I looked at on TikTok. On TikTok. And it was children's names...
Oh.
That potentially wouldn't suit a baby.
Yeah.
A baby. And Mark was one of them.
Because when I was growing up, there was quite a lot of Marks. It was a name that was used, right? Now, I can't imagine anyone.
No. Or like Steve.
Yes, less.
Steve. Or like Dougie. Like none of those kind of...
Yeah.
But they're all really, let's be honest... Some names are pretty silly now. Yeah,
I remember, this is probably going to offend a bunch of people out there, but it's like, my brother's a lecturer at the college, and this was years ago, he was talking about this, but he was helping to do outreach to different schools in the Fife area, shall we say, and he said that you could tell when you'd gone to the less well-off areas, or where the kids had come from, because the kids were coming in and whatever, because they all had names like Beyonce and Britney and Portia.
Oh dear, yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
Actually, I remember for a while, there used to be sort of generational names, and around the time that I was maybe late teens, there was a lot of Xanders coming out, because people that were into Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I think it was, there was a character I think called Xander in that. Now I know Xander's short for Alexander, right? We get that. But loads and loads of people were then calling their baby Xander. Right. So around that time, babies were getting born, baby Xander.
Baby Xander. And
it was because, well, I don't think it was purely because of that, but it certainly had an influence.
They are a bit silly now, aren't they? The names. I think so.
Bring back the Marks.
I mean,
and the
come on.
Steves.
Have you heard of like the Kardashian babies' names?
Oh, don't get me. What are they?
Come on, they're a bit silly. Like Storm.
Man.
Stormzy. No, Stormy.
Oh, is it not Stormy Daniels? Is it not it?
Blue. Like Beyonce called her kid Blue. I don't know.
Is it Blue or Baloo? Like
Blue. Like
as in blue, the colour?
I'm sure. I'm sure it's blue. And this influencer I follow, she named her kid Sunday. Hope this is okay. People might have named their child.
Unfollow.
Yeah.
And either call Beyonce, Britney.
I mean, each to their own, right? Each to their own.
I know.
Like, if you like that name, that's no problem. But like, for me personally, a name like Sunday, I'm like...
Well, Robinson Crusoe had Friday, so why can't you call your baby Sunday?
What, were we just going to start calling my name Tuesday? I bet that'll come out and like... Tuesday.
Like, see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, I feel like just some people, I don't know, celebrities especially, just make names just to be, I don't know.
Bit out there.
Yeah.
Bit out there. What was the thing I was going to say there? You were saying about, you said Friday. Oh, it's gone. It was something to do with names. I can't remember what it was. Oh, that was what I was going to say. So it's like, if you're ever choosing a baby name, do not tell your friends or family until the baby's born.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, because right off the bat, you'll work out quite quickly because people influence you. They'll say, or they might not even say anything, you'll be able to tell by their reaction.
Really?
Yeah, so, if we told everyone, we're going to call our baby Mark, everyone will be like, oh, and then you'll be like, what's wrong with Mark? What's wrong with Mark? And then you naturally then pushed out. Whereas if you've already, baby's born, this is baby Mark, then they're stuck with it, right?
I find it quite interesting how people name their babies before they're born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to name babies before they're born?
No.
Yeah, but you don't tell anyone. What do you mean?
No, but I would have about 8. I would have what I'd like to think I'd
You
have.
would say 8 names?
Yeah.
8 names?
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Well, that'd be
What? How
good.
many am I meant to have?
Well, I don't know. 8's a lot. Gee whiz. You go with a newborn.
Okay,
mother
maybe not
and
8. That's
names.
maybe over. That's an over exaggeration. Not 8, but 5 at least.
I'm sorry that you over exaggerate. Let's just pull it down and get it reasonable around 5, right?
I would say 5 names, and I wouldn't be able to name my kid until I'd seen it.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. I don't know how we got to that, or because people phone in for money and then we went on to scams, and I don't know how we got into baby
Yeah.
names.
Should we do one for you, one for me?
Okay, you go here then.
Okay. I have when your trousers get caught in the door handle.
This was almost something else.
Or
And every
does
guy in the
it?
room was like, oh.
Is that the door handle?
The zipper, jeez. Yeah, that is quite frustrating. And that's actually happened to me twice this year and probably never before in my life.
Really? My trousers always get caught in the bedroom door. Yeah. Well, I always used to.
I suppose it's to do with the handle, isn't it? Because it depends if you turn, and it's usually the little kind of, what would you call that, the clasp? Well, no, it's the where your belt would go through. What's that, the strap belt?
Yeah, like
belt strap.
the belt thing, yeah.
The belt thing. The belt thing. You do that thing with my belt.
Yeah. Everybody knows what you mean.
Yeah. You go to leave, you're like, oh,
Yeah, or it catches you off guard, doesn't it? You're like, oh, you get pulled off.
Oh, you get pulled off, do you?
Yeah,
Christ.
and they come flying off. And then Rab's magically there.
I was playing on the pulled off part, but you missed that one. I'll keep it clean, though. I'll keep it clean.
Keep it clean.
So yeah, caught in the door.
So
Right.
yeah.
The next one, people who chew with their mouths open.
No! Stop!
It's like a cow, isn't it?
No, I can't stand it.
No,
Sorry, I cannot stand it. I really struggle with the dogs.
Oh, I know. Nala is so sloppy and loud.
Oh,
The only reason I
stand it.
tolerate Nala doing it is because I know that she eats her dinner so quickly, I just need to put up with it for 10, 15 seconds and it's done.
No, I can't. It is something that really gets to me. You know, I say that to you. I'm like, Nala's making the noise, Rab.
There's a scene in the movie Hunt for Red October. It's very early on when Sean Connery's character is still, he's not turned yet. I don't know the spoilers for anyone that's not seen it. And he's having his dinner and he's speaking to one of the Russian guys. And he's cutting his steak. He's talking at the time.
And more tea anyway.
And he's talking as he's chewing, which by default then he's chewing with his mouth open. And it's one of the most irritating, annoying scenes. I'm like, just eat your damn steak, man.
It's actually really rude to do that. You do know that, right? Like, food comes out, it's like, I don't want to see what's in your teeth. Like, I don't want to see what's on your tongue. To me, that's bad manners.
Yeah.
Say, shut your mouth and eat with your... Sorry.
Are you threatening me?
Shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth if you know what's good for you.
Just say, keep your mouth closed, please. I don't want to see what you're eating.
That's quite brutal.
And
Like,
here.
shut your mouth. It's like,
Shut your mouth.
if you know what's good for you.
That's who is it that said that, sorry?
Dale, but Christ, everybody's like,
Yeah.
I eat with my mouth closed.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, again, each their own.
That's going to be the... It's like, no. Eat with your mouth closed, people.
Shut your mouth.
If you know what's good for you. Unless you're Sean Connery and you'll get away with it.
Yeah.
There we are.
Yeah.
That is quite irritating. Imagine you're at a dinner table,
Yeah.
like 8 people around, and you're new to the, like, imagine you're with, I was going to say friends, but you didn't. Imagine you were just introduced to a bunch of people and somebody right next to you chewing their mouth open all night. That would just wind you up, wouldn't it?
Shut your mouth!
If you know what's good for you.
If it's really loud as well, it's really hard to not hear it.
Yeah, and then it's like one of those things that once you hear it, you can't stop focusing on it.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Also as well, have you ever actually eaten with your mouth open?
yeah.
Do you not think it's more effort?
Yeah.
Because like you're opening, I've done it before, and I'm like, this is way more effort to open my mouth than it is and to close it.
I just need to give it a look.
My mouth than it is. I know. But yeah, it is more effort to open than it is to close. So I'm like, maybe they're burning more calories by doing it.
Maybe they are. You're on the next one, darling.
Right, I'm on the next one.
Nothing has really, well, that's probably the top of the rage machine so far, isn't it? Eating with the mouth closed.
Shut your mouth.
If you know what's good for you.
Drivers who take up 2 spaces.
That is...
You've done that before by your silence. You're like, have I done that?
There are times when I've parked and I've looked and I've parked like a dick. And I have to get back in the car and then straighten up because it's not usually tragic, but it's like I'm on the line, which means if anyone's parked next to me, it's not fair. But it's about, I'm looking at it and I'm going,
oh no, you're that person.
No, I fix it before I walk away.
Fix it, okay.
But then I look at it and I'm like, I've parked like a dick.
Yeah. Because I always do that thing where I'm like, have I parked okay? No. I'm quite bad at parking, I have to admit. But I'm like you, I'll double check, or I'm like, I've just parked like a idiot there.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to name names, but there was somebody I knew that worked for quite a big charity, and they're very, very like well known and well respected. And I remember I was going to do a charity event with and met this person at this place. This is very vague, Rab. And I remember seeing his car, and he was parked like almost like not quite in the middle of 2 spaces, but almost. And I remember I was like, what the And he's the last person I thought would have done that. And it was at a place that there wasn't many spaces either. I was like, how could he not have known? And the only thing I could think of is that when he came in, somebody else had parked like a twanger forcing him to. But I thought, I don't know.
I reckon quite a lot of the time, what I hope is that people are actually in a rush that have done that.
And they've just abandoned their
And
car.
they've just abandoned it and they've thought, because I might have done that. I've not done it many times, but...
I remember doing it once in the snow, and it was because there was a thin layer of snow across the car park, so you really couldn't tell. And it wasn't, and then it started to rain when I was in the supermarket. When it came out, I was like, oh, that's tragic.
Yeah.
It came out and like some of it had melted to slush. I was like,
yeah.
Nice down, people. Nice down. People on their phones in the movie theatre. Now, I guess, I don't think Ondine means on their phone. That's on your phone, by the way. I think it's either thingwaying or lights.
It will be texting because of the lights. But do people not get told off when they have their phones?
They usually do, but people do it subtly. But I suppose it's like if you're along the same row, their phone lights up.
Yeah.
It's a distraction in a dark place, so that would be pretty...
I haven't been to the movie theatres in a while.
Well, we were talking about going tomorrow night.
Yeah, I haven't been in ages.
Are you sad about that?
I am and I'm not, because I don't think there's that great films on anymore.
No, we were talking about going to see Joker 2, but I stupidly saw a bunch of reviews and they were slating it, and I'm like, oh, damn it.
And also as well, how much is it to go to the cinema now? I bet it's probably going to be like 20 quid, isn't it now?
Yeah, per ticket.
When it used to be like, what, £3 something, was it not?
Times have changed.
Yeah, so I always just think if it's really expensive, then just don't waste your money on a movie that's rubbish.
So the chew with their mouths open, still top of the rage monster.
Shut your mouth!
If you know what's good for you.
I would say so, yeah.
That's the one to hulk out about. Right.
For me.
Yes.
Yeah. Autocorrect on your phone.
That is quite irritating.
That is quite irritating, but do you know what? It's more irritating for me in the sense of my phone doesn't know what I'm trying to spell.
Oh no.
No.
That's such a sad story here.
That's such a nice way to say it.
I know why. I'm just
Yeah,
oh.
my phone actually sometimes, I am dyslexic, but sometimes my phone doesn't actually even know what I'm saying.
Your phone's like, what the fuck?
My phone is like, I have no idea what you're trying to say. I can't even help you here. That's what my phone's saying. So then I'm like, I type it into Google, but then I can't type it into Google because I type it wrong into Google. So autocorrect annoys me because it doesn't give me the right option sometimes.
Or autofill as well, because sometimes you're typing something
Yeah.
and then it fills the word out and you're like, that's not what I was meaning to say.
Yeah.
And like Rab will become sack and ran is a copy of
Why did Rab become sack?
I don't know. It does. When it used to be if you typed in Rab, it would autocorrect to sack. And then also, or Rab would autocorrect to Ran. That was a comment. People used to message me all the time saying, hi Ran. And then, hi Ran, are we able to do this? And I like,
how funny is
clients
that?
are messaging to rearrange sessions and things like that. Hi Ran. I'm like,
yeah. Or what that used to happen to me, it doesn't happen to me anymore, is sometimes you accidentally can send a kiss through autofill.
well, I've actually sent you a few C's instead of kisses.
Yes.
Is C next to it?
Yeah.
Yeah, C's next
on
to
the
X.
phone.
Yes, that's just my fat thumbs. That's maybe not.
Yeah, I've done that loads of times.
I'm like, CC. So romantic. CC. Oh, yeah. He really sees me.
That's so funny, yeah. It is like that. Yeah, go for you.
Right. Lisa's saying when you honk at another car to keep them from hitting you and they flip you off anyways and cut you off. No, they flip you off and cut you off anyways, she said.
Oh, that would be annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be annoying. That's road rage right there.
Yeah, that's road rage right there. Right there, that's road rage.
That is road rage.
That is road rage.
I've never done that myself.
How dare you?
No. I did have to beep at somebody today.
Did you flip the bird?
But the only reason why is because I was at the Broxton roundabout, which is a big roundabout in Perth, a very, very busy one. Very big.
Massive. Huge. Signor.
And the person, you know why I always say to you, I'm like, people are too uptight when it comes to pulling out, and they love it.
Say sex, people.
See.
So people are really uptight about pulling out.
But yeah, no, you know I say to you, people are uptight. People are uptight about pulling out. They are.
Pulling out early, pulling out late, or
Pulling out too late.
oh, it's risky if you pull out too late, people. You just never know what could happen. That could be an accident.
But this person pulled out too
Oh,
late.
they pulled out too late.
But they did. In all seriousness, they pulled out too late.
What a
and
mess.
I wasn't expecting
What
it.
a mess. You weren't expect. How did you deal
I
with it?
wasn't expecting it, so I tooted my horn.
Oh, shit. So they pulled out too late. You tooted your horn. What happened after
So
that?
I tooted my horn,
Woo!
and then that was it. Really, they didn't really care. They just kept going.
Rolled over and went back to sleep.
They kept going. Continued to pull out, and then kept going. So yeah, that did happen to me today.
I think tooting the horn anyway is quite frustrating because, like, say you're at the lights and somebody's probably on their phone, but they're looking down, and the light turns. One moment, please. Episode 5 of the podcast is going to be probably in about 5 parts.
Yeah.
So I was saying, tooting the horn is quite annoying anyway. So you're at the lights and the person in front of you is probably not paying attention. The lights go on green. Now I usually flick the lights, or it's much kinder to do a double peep, like a toot toot.
Yes.
Just to say, hey, see people that hoot their horn. You're like, come on, there's no need for that. A wee toot toot. So then you do a wee toot toot. The person's like, oh, sorry, and they take off.
Yeah,
you did it. Right away.
Straight down, you can feel the anger.
Yeah, and the other one is when people toot late. Like some say, people do it early, and they come around roundabout. Then they wait until they're like almost past you, and then they toot. You're like, come on.
Yeah, I know. Road rage.
Now, does that overtake the chewing the mouth open?
No. Sorry, no.
No. You're on the next one.
Oh, people who cut the line.
Oh, as in like the queue?
Yeah, they cut the queue.
They cut the queue.
They cut the queue.
You don't listen.
We don't like those people.
You do not cut the queue.
That's bad manners, people.
Have you cut the queue? Do not cut the queue.
No, that's bad manners, people.
Do you cut? You cut the queue?
No, I have never cut the queue. If anything, I let people go in front of me in queues.
The only time I cut the queue is when I'm the only one in it.
Yeah.
The boss.
Yeah.
That's how I roll.
Yeah, no, I've never cut. Although, when did this happen actually? Oh, I just remembered.
Welcome back.
I just remembered. It was in McDonald's, but it was in the drive-through.
How did they jump the queue?
They jumped the queue in the drive-through.
Do not cut the queue.
No, that's bad manners, people. Well, I was driving into the queue, and there's the 2 lanes. Do you know the one at Broxton Roundabout?
We're all about the Broxton tonight, people.
I know. If you live in Perth, you'll know what I mean. So the McDonald's at the Broxton Roundabout, there's the 2 lanes.
And
so
they merge into one eventually.
So it merges into one eventually. Some woman literally overtook me and went in front of me.
She cut the queue.
She cut the queue at McDonald's. I was starving.
Children in Africa wouldn't cut the queue.
I was starving. And do you know what? She was in there on her own. She was in the car on her own. That stupid bitch.
Were you in your car by yourself?
Yeah.
I wonder why that's relevant.
Well, I mean, because she didn't have a family or anything in the car.
Oh, so
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying we were both on our own. So it wasn't like she was zooming ahead because she had loads of kids in the car or anything. She could have been getting them for the kids, to be fair. But, that made me more angry because I was like, you don't even have kids in the car.
Yeah.
Cutting the queue. Because I would have been like, our kids are probably starving. I could maybe be like, okay.
Yeah, but no, don't cut the queue.
No, bad manners, people. Greedy like me.
That got a bit heated there. Is that higher than the chewing with the mouth open?
No.
Now, what if that lady got her food and then chewed with her mouth open?
Then she'd be getting a toot toot.
A toot toot or a toot?
A toot.
A toot, like a solid.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Izzy says, people who get off the escalator and immediately stop so no one can get past. And she also included for a doorway.
Oh.
So I know what she means. It's when they've either just got off the escalator and then they're looking around where to go. And of course, escalators are typically designed for one person or something a wee bigger. So they've got to the top and they're completely unaware of who's behind them. And then they're looking around the shop, wondering where they're going to go next, not realising there's a whole bunch of people. And the difference with an escalator, to be fair, escalators aren't like stairs. You don't just stop on the stair and wait. The escalator pushes you.
Yeah.
It's bringing you up at a certain pace.
Yeah, I know what you mean now.
And when she was talking about doorways, that happens in supermarkets a lot, or even in shops in general. People walk out and they stand outside the doorway and they're trying to establish where they're going next.
So annoying.
They're just completely unaware of what's behind them.
They're like...
They probably saw one of these motivational coaches saying, "Don't look back, move forwards." They come out of shops like, "I'm not looking back."
Or they're just so unaware of like who's around them, aren't they? Yeah, that does really irritate. That's a good one. That does irritate me. Yeah, people that stand in like doorways, especially see when I go to Tesco's and like people are checking their receipts at the door.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you checking your receipt at the door? I'm like, you just step a couple of steps.
Or step into the side, right?
Yeah, or step into the side, yeah. And you see them there and they're just staring at the receipt for about 10 minutes and everybody's trying to get past them with trolleys and baskets.
I can tell this is going to be one of those podcasts people are going to listen to. They're going to come away just like putting the world's thrice angry.
Yeah.
You probably have to go and watch Oddly Satisfying right afterwards again.
Yeah.
Just to feel better.
Yeah.
Right, my darling, next one.
Right. Loud chores, that's one there. Sorry, I'm having to look at here now.
She's not organised. Google doesn't organise the way TikTok does.
You didn't have to look it up.
Because I'm organised.
They're not your ideas.
I asked for them.
So they're not your ideas.
I asked for them. I asked for help from my team, and my team came through again.
So I've actually had to think about some.
You went to Uncle Google, didn't give me it.
Yeah, well now you're just like, well you didn't come
Now you're under
prepared.
pressure. Now you're scrolling
Yeah,
even
now,
faster.
oh my God.
Pressure's on. Do you want me to go? Do you want me to hold the fort?
Okay, wait, hold on.
Oh.
This is one for me. So this I can relate to. Leaving lights on.
He looks at you. You mean when they're not in the room?
Yes. That's a big pet hate of mine. And I think because when I was brought up I remember Dad being like, you know, if you're not in the room, turn the light off. Because essentially you're burning money. So whenever I'm in a house, I always see all my clients' houses, all of the hallways, I will always turn the lights off.
Save the planet, people.
Yeah, but also as well, you're burning money and it's expensive.
Yeah, well, I tell you what.
So
I always put lids back on toothpaste.
So do I do that.
I do that. I don't.
I do that.
Not always.
Well,
you think of all that toothpaste in the world going stale.
I do it.
I do
it sometimes.
Sometimes.
Well, you shut the lid.
I thought you were going to say something else. You shut your lid.
You shut the lid. You shut the toilet lid.
I do.
And I don't like it.
Don't cut the queue, people. Do not cut the queue.
That's bad manners, people. No, you've actually, to be fair, you've got quite a lot of good like habits around the house. There's nothing at all actually that, like, in all honesty, there's nothing that I'm like, oh, you know, you're pretty good.
Let me just get my scroll for Libby's list. I'm just kidding.
And down here
it's like starting at the top.
No,
now, you actually make quite a homely home, so.
Oh, is that all you're gonna say?
You make a lovely homely home. You make things better.
Have I got good habits?
You do.
Oh, okay.
You've got very good habits.
Other than the toothpaste.
Other than the toothpaste, yeah. CC.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got lovely habits. Yeah. That's me running out of compliments.
Why don't you sound so... I don't know if I'm convinced.
Oh.
Yeah.
You do.
No, good.
You thought you was joking?
Yeah, I thought you were like...
No, you do. You've got really good habits.
Okay. Anyway, go for it.
Right. Jenny says, people with shopping carts who have meetings with other people with cars, blocking the whole aisles and completely unaware about it, which is similar to people stopping with their receipts. But I know what they mean, like when they're walking along and they're chatting away and the cart is quite big and there's no way around it sometimes. So
wait, so what just...
What the frustrating thing is if two people are having a conversation, they've blocked the aisle. So two people have separately got two cars.
Yes.
And they block the entire aisle. Or their cart's behind them, they're chatting, their carts are both behind.
Yeah, that's it. That is annoying. Also, as well, do you know what is annoying in the supermarket? What I've come to realise really recently is when people stand really close to the items.
Right.
Well, like, because they've got a trolley and they're taking up the whole item
Oh,
section.
yeah, I know. Yes,
And
they
I'm
put
like,
the trolley in front
yeah,
of them, and
they
they're
put-
looking at the cheese over here,
Yeah.
and then you can't get any.
Yeah. And it's so obvious that you're looking, and I'm like, does this person, like, see, the other week, I was getting our breakfast stuff, and a guy did it, and he was literally there for about, I actually left and came back, and he was still there. I thought, do you know what? He wasn't moving, and I thought, do you know what? It's fine. I'll let him do his thing, and I'll go off and get some whatever. I came back, and he was still there. I was like, I'm going to have to ask this guy to move. He's taking my sausages. I was like, I need my black pudding.
The rage is real.
Yeah. Okay. Is it me?
Yep.
I've got not listening here. Not me.
In general, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that happens a lot more often because of our phones. You can be on your phone half listening and somebody's telling you something and you just completely goes over your head because you're too busy engrossed. So that does happen a lot.
Oh, this is quite an interesting one, this one. A frustrating thing in life, like when you can't do something. Like you can't build something or you can't, I don't know, maybe as you get older, some physical things or, you know, like I would love to have been able to make that bed at mine.
You could have done that.
No.
Well, I think you would have been fine. One of the frustrating things along the same lines was my girl's cot bed was the most irritating. Because it had these little bolts. It was a brilliant bed. It was one of these Mamas and Papas ones. But it had these bolts that were like into the wood and round. But the Allen key, didn't matter which way you turned the Allen key, you were only getting almost like a quarter turn at a time. Now, my buddy ended up having one of these extender things he put on his drill that allowed him to do it easier for me one time. But the rest of the times I was doing quarter turns. And anyway, set the bed in, fine. But then, of course, when Mila was born, it was raised up. So then there came all the stress of building it. Then, of course, then she needed it put down because she was then a little bit older, so made it better, so I had to undo them all again. Frustration. Then moved house.
No.
So you had the same process undoing them and then redoing them again. And then, of course, Misha came along, same bloody bed. You're just like... Then, when we're fighting, I think I gave it away, this bed. I can't remember which friend I gave it to, and I had to dismantle it again. I was like, enough is enough. Dismantled it. Well, no, I was like, because I gave it to my brother.
Yeah.
And then took it down to my brother's, and he was like, can you help me build it? I was like,
No!
but I thought I was finally ready.
Yeah.
Quarter turn, quarter. I was like, oh my.
No.
If I was smart, I would have just went and bought one of those extender
Yeah.
things for the Allen key, but I'm not that smart. So yeah, I think you could have, you're quite handy. You could have built that bed.
Maybe. I don't know though, but maybe. But things that, yeah.
Things that frustrate.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one, Mark says, when you go into a supermarket car park that's virtually empty and someone else comes in and parks right next to you despite there being several hundred spaces elsewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm
You're
with you
like-
on that. My mum will be with you on that one as well.
Does she rage about that?
She rages about that. She's on the phone to me sometimes. She's like, out of all of the spaces, this person is just parked next to me. I'm the same. Yeah, that is annoying. I do think that's annoying. Yeah.
You know what I've noticed? So far, the biggest stresses or irritating things in our lives involve the supermarket and vehicles and people in general.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of supermarket stuff.
So
Isn't
we
it?
all just need to go and live in the woods, and
vehicles.
away from everybody, away from vehicle driving, and away from the supermarket, and we'll be less irritable.
Yeah.
That's what's wrong with the world.
It's because everybody's out for themselves, aren't they? A lot of the time outside.
Yeah.
So everybody gets annoyed, irritable.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right, actually. It is mostly like supermarkets, vehicles, isn't it?
It's all to do with people.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the
So we all basically hate each other.
well, one of the irritating things I was going to say from last week was, remember we talked about the coffee thing?
Yes.
So we talked about breaking through that foil lid, right? But one of the irritating things that I find is then when you go to peel it all off, you can't get it all the way off the rim, and it annoys the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I peel it, it doesn't matter how slow I go, there's always a bit that's left, and then you can't get it.
Do you know what? I have to be really honest with you. I find I never thought I'd get to a stage, but when I'm older now, and a lot of things do annoy me more.
Like,
Is there a reason for that? Like why you get older?
maybe your tolerance levels go down.
Well,
in general.
why? Is there some sort of chemical or something that you patience chemical?
I just think you don't suffer fools anymore, or BS, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
You're right. I don't know.
But your
why that-
patience, though, it's not.
Yeah.
But that's a normal thing, isn't it? As you get older, it's like,
You turn into a grumpy old beep.
yeah, like Jill, my gran. Sometimes she's like her patience is not the best, but she's 86 odd, so she's a bit older. So yeah, it'd be interesting to know why.
Yeah, well, if there's a specific neurological reason.
Because I have definitely become a bit more like that, but reasonable.
But reasonable. You're next.
Oh, I'm next. Oh, when people,
People.
that I've not looked. This is actually one I've just thought of just now. Because I was saying this to you yesterday, so I thought I'd keep it real here. When people view my stories but don't like my posts.
Those nosy beggars.
How dare you?
How dare you?
I agree to some extent. I know we all just scroll, and a story thing is pretty easy to do now without seeing posts and, your algorithm works and all that. But it's when I see people regularly looking at my stuff that don't support me, let's say support, that don't support me as in my posts.
Because the thing is, in your post with social media, a like, comment, or a share helps its reach. I think part of the problem, though, is that on Instagram, for example, they've still got a blooming heart instead of a like. And it's always a bit questionable. You're trying to support your friends, but by default, you're hearting it. You're like, nah. Now, luckily, some of your friends, especially if they're opposite sex, if they're a good enough friend, they'll know that you're just supporting them. But if it was a nice picture of somebody that you knew enough, but you don't want to be hearting it. Whereas at least on the Facebook, you can like or
you
love
can
it.
thumbs up.
Yeah, and there's a difference then. So
yeah,
it still shows support. But yes, viewing your stories, but not.
Yeah.
Here we are. That is one. Yep. Cheryl says, people who help themselves to the food you have ordered when you're dining out, but without asking.
That's bad manners, people. Food you've ordered.
That's the old classic, Joey doesn't share his food.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right, so she...
Yeah, like if we sat down to dinner and you got your meal and somebody just helped themselves to one of your fries, you're like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, that would be... I hope nobody does that.
Do you know
Has anybody done that to you?
They wouldn't dare. Controlled violence.
That would be really weird.
That's why you have a fork for a reason. You get done for knife crime. Does anybody get done for fork crime? No. Exactly.
I would
a good
find that...
fork to the hand if they've stolen your food is completely reasonable.
I'd find that really strange if somebody just put their hand in my food.
Yeah.
Without asking.
I mean, that's worse than pulling out late, right?
I would... Yeah, that's much worse.
Yeah.
I would find that...
I know.
Not irritating. I'd almost find that a bit weird. I'd be like, you just put your hand in my food. Is your hands clean? Like
the one time it did happen to me was I went out to dinner between something. There was something that was on, some sort of event thing I was doing, and the person who goes out to dinner with their husband a lot thought we were ordering picky food. And I guess when she goes out with her family and friends, they buy a bunch of stuff and they all share. But when everybody was ordering their own dish, and I think she wasn't thinking, started helping herself to everybody's dish, and everyone was like...
Well, that's a bit of a shame then if she didn't know that.
Well, just, yeah. And then everyone was like, oh, we're just sharing everyone's now, are we? Kind of like,
oh, God. Awkward.
that changed everything.
Yeah. I would find that strange.
Now, the second part she had was another one. It's when you're telling a story and there's always that one person who has to go one better. So the classic, if you've been to Tenerife, I've been to Tenerife. There you are.
That is annoying.
Yeah. It's even more annoying if you haven't even finished your story yet. And they're just like, well, I know this time where...
Yeah. I don't know. I've never experienced that either, though.
No.
Well, so they would just want to do better than you?
Well, not necessarily. Well, whatever the story is, or they just have to have the better story, and it's always kind of on a grander scale. And they even sometimes start off by saying, "Well, I'll give you one better." You're like,
oh, okay, right.
And then they then tell their story because it's bigger or better or broader.
Right.
Or
Okay.
like,
yeah, that is annoying. Yeah.
Like, for example, not that this person's like this, but there was a friend of mine who somebody was telling them about their gambling loss. Like, oh my God, I went to the bookies and I put £100 on whatever, and it wasn't until afterwards I realised I put it on the wrong horse or whatever it was. And then another was like, well, I'll go you one better. Whoa, I did this.
Right.
Always had to one up it. But you get some people that do it serially.
Seriously. So
Repeatedly.
competitive people then, right?
Yeah, or just is it competitive, or is it they just want to be centre of attention? I don't know. Maybe
Well, they've both done the same things, haven't they? Is that not? It's just competitiveness. One's done better.
I don't know. You can win that one. I don't know. I'm not competitive.
Yeah.
I can go to Tenerife.
I think you're a little bit competitive.
I'm not.
No?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's fine.
Right.
See.
Next one for you.
Next one for me. Unfulfilled sexual desires.
That does not apply here.
That, what even is that? Is that Italian?
There's no CC there.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, waking up 1 minute before your alarm goes off.
That's awesome.
For you, Mr. Morning Person.
Yeah, you wake up and you're like, I woke up without my alarm. Take that, sleep schedule.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, and then your alarm goes off and you shit yourself. That's irritating.
Yeah, because you're not going to get much more sleep with 1 minute, are you?
No, that's true.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of cool when you wake up before your alarm. Or am I just like, okay, I'll pipe down.
You're such a morning person, Rab.
You're good in the morning. I just love the morning.
You do.
Best time of the day. Nobody's awake, so it's my island.
Yeah, nobody is awake when you go up. That's true, yeah.
The last one I have is walking through exhaled vapes. So those vape things.
Oh,
I'm going to add into that. Did she do it? Maybe probably smoke as well. You know, she said strawberry lung cloud. But
strawberry lung cloud.
or the watermelons. Yeah, the vapes are frustrating because people are like, oh well, it's just a vape, but it's still, you know, I don't want popcorn lung.
The disposable ones are now. Are they not stopped selling those now?
Well, I have a personal gripe with disposable vapes.
Oh, let's hear it.
Well, once upon a time I had my Porsche, as some of you may know, and a disposable vape went right through my tyre.
No way!
And actually it was on a day when we were running a day of live courses. There was lots and lots of live events, and I had to run and pick up the girls from the Scout Hall. And when I was driving through Oakbank of all places, I drove over, and those disposable things are like metal. I didn't even see it.
Yeah.
And it went right through my tyre, and the rope went.
God.
So it scuppered the rest of that live course that we were running at the time. I had to do one of the lives, for those that remember, from the car while they're waiting for the AA man to come rescue my car.
Shit. Yeah, they had to stop selling them, whether because they were blowing up in kids' faces. I think, I'm sure.
Yeah. The other side to that is cigarette smoke as you leave a building. Cause the weird one is, like, I remember when I was taking my dad to his appointments and at the hospital, and as you come out of the hospital, the first thing people are doing is sparking up. So it's like a cloud of smoke. Just as you walk out the doors, you're like, oh my God. Because I think they're changing, or certainly in the UK, they're talking about, I don't know if they have or they were talking about changing the law on that. So now it's within
They
a
do,
certain...
yeah. They do in Australia.
What's the law there?
I don't know what the law is fully, but when I was there, well, you know, a long time ago now, it was, you weren't allowed to smoke on some certain streets. Cigarettes.
You just play with your bra. Can I play with your bra?
Yeah.
On stream.
It's giving me flashbacks. No, I was itching my chest.
Yeah, so what's the law? How far away?
I don't know. I'm just saying that there's some streets that you aren't allowed to smoke on.
Oh, there we go. I remember when I was younger, I used to have, in cafes, you had the smoking and non-smoking section, which was pointless because the smoke used to float across. I mean, you weren't directly in the line of smoke, but you still got hit with it.
I remember the pubs.
Yeah.
I remember being able to smoke in a pub.
Yeah. I remember when there used to be a place in Kirkcaldy called Sticks, and it was a pool club. And I remember thinking, I used to go during the day as well, but in the evening, you know, you go in and the cloud of smoke and everything. And then when the smoking ban came in, I remember going in there and it was weird. There was just this changing vibe and ambience, and you're like, oh, what's that? And it's because there was no smoke, so you could see the entire room, and it just changed everything.
Yeah.
It kind of...
Yeah. I mean, I did used to smoke. You're gonna cut that out. But I never did that. I would never I was always very respectful. So yeah, I would never smoke in anybody's face, or I have to say actually, I was always going quite far away from everybody, from doorways and
She went all the way
whatever.
to Australia to smoke. That's how polite she was to everybody.
I was a party animal.
You wild thing.
I was partying and young and yeah. Don't do it anymore, don't worry. But now I don't smoke though. It's the smell is really strong now.
Yeah.
So strong, and you don't smell it when you do it yourself.
You notice it on your clothes if you've been into someone's house that smokes, and then when you come away, you're like, it's amazing how even if the person doesn't smoke when you're there, it transfers on to you. It's interesting, isn't it? And even if you're only there for 20 minutes, it's like smoke particles.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Or even like a cigarette packet. If you see a cigarette packet in somebody's house, you can smell that cigarette packet. That's what I think.
That's what it is. And that is me done with my list.
And me.
How irritated are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
I feel kind of relieved.
Do you?
Do you feel?
I'm
You're so bad.
All through today, I'm like, don't slouch, don't slouch. See if anybody says the word posture, just watch. Say the word posture in your group of people, everyone will stand up straight.
Yeah.
So they can thingy command.
Yeah. I feel relieved.
Do you?
Yeah, I feel a bit of weight off the shoulders.
Okay.
Let out all my frustrations.
I'm going to go to bed thinking about those annoying... Do not cut the queue.
No, that's bad manners, people.
Yeah, we've let it all out. We've put the world to rights, as they say. We've probably irritated a bunch of other people, but hopefully they'll all let it go too. So what was our biggest rage monster then? What was the Hulk smash 10 out of 10 nuclear bomb of the ones we covered?
I would have to say my top one is eating with the mouth open. That's bad manners, people. I'm still up there with that one.
Oh, I'm trying to think.
And dogs licking. That sound.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Dogs licking.
Oh God, that is good.
No, thank you.
Definitely mouth open,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to think which one would. I think, although it wasn't one of the official ones, but people excessively peeping their horn, I think that does irritate the hell out of me.
Right, that's your most.
Probably, because it's just so aggressive and it's unnecessary.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah.
Is there any other ones that annoyed me more than that? I can't remember. Maybe not. Maybe that one.
That one.
Here we are.
Or the building of the cot.
Put that back.
Just to bring that one up again.
The headache is returned. That was annoying.
Yeah.
Right, as we said at the start of this stream, we have the Aquarium Podcast on Instagram now.
Yeah.
It's a private group.
Follow.
You have to request to join.
I must request, guys.
You have to say the secret password. I'm just kidding. You don't have to say the secret password, but
Well, it might be.
we're just trying to build a nice little community that we private. Means that we can post into that like ideas or topics, and we can get questions in advance and whatnot.
Yeah, and you can also see a bit more of us on there as well,
Yeah,
and stories and stuff.
we could do some
Bit of
lives,
insight, you know.
some private lives into there.
Yeah,
Lives.
bit more insight.
Here we are.
So give us a follow, guys,
Yes, we will follow you back.
and we'll follow you back, and you'll be part of that crew.
The crew. Right, how are we going to sign this one up, my dear? Sign this one up. Sign this one off.
I'm not really quite ready to sign off yet. What do I say?
I don't know. You whatever you want. How would you do it?
Let's say bye, guys. See you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. See you later.
Bye, bye.
See you next time.
See.
See.
Is that like crabs? Isn't it? You know this.
He lives in a, there's a crap, yeah.
I can't believe he lives in a pineapple.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
I can't believe I didn't know that. How do you know the song?
Dinner.
Oh, you just burned that chili.
No.
You said the ownership changed now. It's she burnt the chili. That's so irritable.
You look so lovely in red.
You look lovely in blue.
Right. Ciao, everyone.
Ciao. We're not going to get any ciao at this rate.
Ciao.